Very good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We truly appreciate your time and participation for today's webinar. And before we start, I will share. I hope the registration link every participant has already registered through that link by their official email ID. If not, then I'm just going to paste it on this chat. And before we start, I request you all participants to just register it to your official email ID on this link because it is needed because this same link will be required for your feedback also. That's why you have to register it first. So I request everybody to please click on this link and by official email ID, just register it. It will ask your name and your email ID and just click on OK. So meanwhile, you can just do it and we can continue with our online webinar. So Saurabh, if you can just move to the next slide. Yeah. So as everybody know that today here we are for the webinar of Copilot overview and AI capabilities and its adoption. And if you can move to the next slide. Yeah. And today's agenda is only for the Microsoft Copilot overview, its AI capabilities, and how you can leverage for your organizations and get your business growth. We will continue this with live demos also and ending up with Q&A sessions at the last. Now with this, I would just also brief about the company, but also brief you firstly, I will brief you about the team members. I'm working in the i4 Technolab company. It's a Microsoft partner company. I'm working here for past 1 year in the sales team. Secondly, I would introduce Mr. Saurabh Panchal, who is the main speaker today. He brings about 20 plus years of global IT experience, including leadership roles at Microsoft. Then Vinod, who is the CTO and director at i4 Technolab. He brings about 25 years of expertise in Azure services, enterprise solutions, and agile leadership. Now, with this, I would just quickly introduce about the company also. So, i4 Technolab is a ISO certified Microsoft solutions partner associated with Microsoft since 2013. And we are specialized in custom software development, AI solutions, then AI-powered digital transformation, advanced analytics solutions, Microsoft Azure cloud services, and etc. etc. And we have successfully delivered 400 plus projects across 4 continents like US, Netherlands, Australia, and India. And our success ratio is 95%. Next. So with this, I would now like to hand over to Saurabh. So to begin with the insightful and fruitful session, Saurabh, now over to you, please.
Thank you, Jyoti, for the introduction. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're audible.
Great, great. So I'll go through the details. Maybe we'll start with some of the ideas about what's happening in AI world and brief about how the vision is for next 3 to 5 years, and then it will be followed by the demo. I will try to cover 1 or 2 end-to-end scenarios, and I'll try to create an agent while we are on the call. And at the end, towards the end, I have reserved enough time for us to have question and answer. So if you have more questions, please try to add into chat. We'll try to address them later. I would recommend we focus on the flow right now, and if you have more questions, we can even have a follow-up sessions after this one. So yeah, feel free to start putting your question into the chat, and we'll be covering them at the later stage of these things. With that, I'll just jump on the topic. So if you know that television technology might have taken 10 to 12 years from reaching from US to the worldwide, and mobile phone technology, smartphone technology has taken around 3 to 5 years from the invention to in the hands of real people or the ground level people across the world. But AI has been completely different. It has been a phenomenal growth there. Within a days, I think people started using other AI tools available to them across the world. I think that was the first application which reached million user in, I think, 4 days. That shows the speed has increased. Previously, we had that 10 to 12 years of time. Now it just take 10 to 12 hours to expand the technology. So the phase is growing really, really fast. And we are not into the phase where we are just experimenting with AI, and some businesses are trying to utilize AI for the business. Now it has actually reached to the stage where people have started embedding AI into their mainstream workflow. They are using it for day-to-day work. According to Microsoft's Work Trend Index, and around 75% of the knowledge workers globally are already using AI in some capacity, either creating something, summarizing, or fine-tuning their work, or grammar check something or the other thing. It just signals that the shift is real. People are fundamentally changing the way they are working, they are thinking, and they are operating. And in these operations, and AI adoption is not only limited to big enterprises, it's happening at a SMB level. I see that small businesses with 1 people, 10 people are using multiple AI operations to streamline their business processes, reduce a lot of manual work, and accelerating their decision-making program. Most importantly, the rise of frontier firm. I'll talk about frontier firm in the next slide, but just imagine that company deeply integrating AI into various operations, starting from talking to reaching out to customer, business analysis, creating documents, finding more details about competition, all these things happening within AI ecosystem. Almost the person's role is just a monitoring and orchestrating thing, whereas AI doing the heavy lifting of this activity. That's where the competing advantage are. Frontier firms are really beating their competitions in terms of AI usage and AI adoptions. Lastly, AI enables faster content creation, meeting summarization, data analysis, and it reduces the time in repetitive activities, which is relieving employees to do important things. The human mind is more for thinking, and by taking care of the repetitive activities, it helps us to focus on what's important. So AI is already here. The only question is whether you capitalizing on it or your competitors are. That's what the differential factor would be. So Microsoft has coined a term called frontier firm. So what is that frontier firm terms means? It's especially SMB businesses. They are fully embracing AI at their core and combining human intuition and automation agent to drive value, agility, and scale to the business. It's considered as a three-phase journey. Phase one is just like a human using AI technology for assistant, like creating email, drafting some document, things where human taking a lead charge. They are the one who are doing activity, and AI is helping them with this. Second phase would be collaborations, where AI agent will do a lot of heavy lifting, will work as a digital colleague for you. And while you are just taking care of their work and making sure that their work is acceptable and they are doing right thing, and they are delivering the value within the acceptance level. The third phase of frontier firm would be completely human-led orchestration. So imagine that you are working as a unit where you have 1 person reporting to you, but you have 50 agents reporting to you. So that's the situation where current 10 people company delivering value of 10 people's worth of time and energy or value. But with the adoption of AI and phase-wise implementation, at one point of time, your productivity will increase 10 times. So 10%, the same 10% company will have thousands of agents working for them. And some agents will be working as a boss of the previous agents. And then you will be working as a top boss, making sure everything is within compliance. It's everything is doing right value, and ultimately multiplying your productivity to deliver more business values. It's a journey, right? It's not going to replace everyone. I don't think anyone is worried about AI will completely replace human and take over that part. But it's a journey starting from stage 0 to stage 5, as shown in the image. It will be called autonomy ladder, where I think we will see the value. Most of the companies right now are at level 0 or level 1. That is where we are in a mode of assisting or suggesting. We are using these things to make sure we have co-pilots or other ChatGPT or other AI helping us with the summarization and creating documents. And then the next stage would be to reach to level 2 and level 3, which is execution and orchestration. As I mentioned previously, you will have your own agents. You will be implementing your personalized agent to work on your tasks. So imagine that today you are a sales representative and you are doing market research about certain products or certain trends, where that agent will do the job for you. When you start your day in the morning, you will have a complete report for particular product research, for market research, trend research. That's already done. All you need to do is take right decision. So you are moving from assist and suggest level to execute and orchestrate. You can have multiple agents where one agent will do the research, second agent will try to look at the competitive strength, and then based on that, third agent will be able to help you create a strategy or go to market strategy for certain new product launch you are going to grow your business. So the goal is to reach level 5, and most of the companies right now in level 0, level 1, level 2, right? That's probably we are almost there. With the right balance and right combination of human and AI intelligence, we will be reaching to level 5. You just see the column. I mean, the stages are assist, suggest, execute, orchestration, optimize, and self-evolve. But the most important part is the human role. So right now the human role is operator and guide. We will be slowly moving from operator, guide to monitor and supervisor. And the final stages would be strategist and orchestrator. So you will be just strategizing this thing, you will be just orchestrating thing, and everything else will be done by agents for you. And see the second last column here, it shows where we are standing at 2025. We are almost level 0 and level 1 with 70-80% of the organizations, and 50 to 60% at a suggest level. But in 2028, just look at the outlook. 97% of the businesses are would be using level 0, level 1, and then there will be almost 25 to 35 people who would have reached to level 3 and level 4. That is where the differences happen. You will see a drastic change in how people work, how people implement the business scenarios. And one person company can be $1 billion company. That's the strength AI is going to make. Is it going to replace your job? It's going to take your job? No, it's not. But it's definitely going to take a job if someone is using and you are not using it. The people are using it, the businesses are using it, and you need to make sure that you know how to use those technology intelligence which is available on a license base, and you should be able to use the technology for the betterment of your business. That's the goal. Interesting slide here. This is a pivotal model for everyone. AI can position your business ahead of competitors. If you delay the adoptions, you will pay the cost. That's the thing. Urgency is driven by customers' demand, expectations, market dynamics, and there are a lot of innovations happening. People are doing so many things with so many intelligence available, and it just opened the new door for everyone. It's a pool of opportunities. Everything is just right there in your applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams. You are using these applications and streamlining your complex yet repetitive scenarios into more autonomous thing, which will allow you to focus on what's more for a business. You are going to capitalize on this edge. You will see that intelligence is available on licenses on meter basis, and you are using those things for your business improvement. Picture your rivals drafting proposals, catching up on meeting 4 times faster, shipping new offers, and you are still reading the email. For them, AI agents are working 24/7, doing market research, finding new opportunities, auto responding to proposals, working with customer complaint, all these things happening while you are sleeping. So if your rival can do it before that, there's a hard chances that you might fall behind that thing if you're not adopting the right strategy. So this is the area where I would take a pause and see if you have any thoughts around how are you using AI for your businesses. Anything you feel like if you don't take this action right now, you might see a challenge with your business. Anything you would like to ask here at the stage where we talked about how the AI stages would be the frontier firm and how competitive risks. After this slide, I'll jump on the next area where I talk more about Copilot and how Copilot is standing out in the journey where other AIs like ChatGPT, Gemini, and all those are struggling. Jyoti, let me know if there is any comment from in a comment section. I don't see this right now, but if anyone has any comment, we'll definitely address that.
Yeah, so if anybody has any queries till now, they can ask on the call itself. Otherwise, you can also mention in the chat box. If you have any queries, we'll surely answer that.
Great. So let me introduce you to Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is your trusted partner in the businesses. So why Copilot? It coming from Microsoft. Copilot is coming from the trusted brand you have always seen. I mean, it's 50 years. where people have trusted the business data, security, and compliance with Microsoft. So Microsoft 365 Copilot stands out in crowded AI market due to its foundational with trust, security, and compliance. Unlike other AI tools, Copilot operates entirely within your Microsoft 365 service boundaries. It takes care of your role-based access, your multi-factor authentication, and conditional access policy you are putting for your data. So everything you do with Copilot will remain within your tenant boundary. No data is going outside. It's enabling you to do things and automatically takes care of being secure, and your data is being encrypted while doing activity, and everything happens within the boundaries. So you see that on the right top section of the image, it says Azure OpenAI services, where subscription for large language model. So I'll explain about this image in a while, but let's first go through how this prompts and responses works with Copilot, and they are not being used by Microsoft. So for example, I share my business data, I ask some prompt, I do some activity with my employees and my customers. None of them goes to Microsoft. Microsoft does not use any data to train their model or train their prompt generations and all those things. Mostly that's a concern. People are worried about the data security and privacy. So Microsoft stands out in that concerns, and they are making sure your business is secure. Additionally, there are some additional securities you can put on top of it, like a purview licenses, where your data is labeled as a private or confidential or public or shared within the group, and AI will take care of that thing. So for example, I have created an agent to work on my finances. So I can check my salary, I can check my tax component, I can check my PF balances and everything. But the moment I'll try to check salary information for others, it will stop me saying that, hey, it's outside your purview. You cannot see that thing. For example, I just want to see where I stand in my appraisals. You can't see the details because the data is secure behind the role-based access we have created for SharePoint. Finally, by leveraging Microsoft trusted ecosystem, we can adopt AI confidently, knowing the data integrity and regularity compliance happening at the root level. We don't need to worry. So it is your tenant, your policy, your data. Microsoft just amplifies your capability and productivity without weakening your data security. So let me just talk about a little bit more on the image, what you see here. So the devices you see on the left side are your phone, your laptop, your office computer, or maybe you are using computer in the cloud, all those devices while you are using Microsoft technologies. How do you use it? You use through chat, through Edge, you use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and all the Microsoft applications, and then it interacts with the Copilot. So that Copilot sign on the middle shows that it's a broker between the large language model and your business data. So that competitive advantage for Microsoft is it has every information about your business data. So it can access your OneDrive, your SharePoint, Teams, all the files based on the access you have created. And based on that, it creates what your image is, what your business is all about, what is your role is all about, and what you are dealing with. So it can take care of the same customer concerns if the concerns comes from the Teams chat or your emails, or it comes from some kind of document or your CRM systems. That's where the Microsoft takes the edge. So at a high level, how it works. Microsoft offers two tries of Copilot functionality. So if most of you will have the free Copilot chat. So once you have M365 subscription, by default, it gives you free Copilot chat. But that Copilot chat works with your business data. You have to upload the files. So imagine that you have an Excel file or Word file or any document you upload to your Copilot free chat. It will be able to answer your questions. It will be able to enhance the document. It will be able to summarize all these activity happen. But for that, you need to share your document and tell that, hey, here is a knowledge area and work on that part. That's a free version. It's available for everyone. Even if you have your office address, your work account, you can try this m365.cloud.com and you will be able to see and access with that. I'll show that in my demo. The other part comes, which is a paid version, and there's a paid license for that. it takes care of the enterprise level data security. So you are sure that your data security is taken care. It's grounded on your business data. So the free version was grounded on the web data. It can look into the information across the web, what is publicly available. It has no access to your business data. But the paid version is grounded on your business data. It has a Microsoft Graph access. It looks into your emails, your calendar, your documentation, your emails, all these things. It can also be grounded on third party data. If we implement the agents, it can look into Salesforce, any other tools, third party tools which provides this data. Microsoft Copilot can work on that. It can expand the functionality in the one tool, and you don't need to run from one tool to other tool to get the data. It takes care of combining every knowledge into under the same roof. And most importantly, once you have a paid version, you can access Copilot in all the applications you are working, for example, Teams, Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and all those. So with the paid, you will get a lot of functionalities and a lot of flexibility, and then it gives you ability to create agents out of it. So you will have your agents created. I'll demo the agent part as well. That's only available in the paid version. So what is Copilot agent? It starts with some pre-built agent. Microsoft is offering some built-in agent. It has some predefined functionalities like summarize my day, help me with this thing, answer some questions from document. I'll show the list of some of these Microsoft pre-agent. So once you are there, you can directly use those ready-made agents. Even there are some third-party agents which is available on Microsoft's marketplace. So there is a Microsoft marketplace which shows you all the available agents, and there are free and paid version. You can choose from paid versions as well. And then the most important part, where you can create your own custom agents. And the custom agents will have two level of data. It can be grounded on web data, and it can be grounded on your work data. And you can even combine the web data and work data to make meaningful agents for a business, which we are going to show in the demo. So the most important part is, do my customer need to have Copilot license if I need to build an agent? Answer is no. There can be multiple options where you are just using metered data. But what is Copilot agent? Can you give me some examples, like what is Copilot agent? So imagine that you are doing something repetitively, and that's what the agent takes care of. Some examples can be HR operations. So HR is working on hiring. They are starting from understanding the requirement, creating a job description, posting the job, getting the resume, evaluating resume, and setting up the interview process, rate them, build, generate offer, and if they join, help them with the onboarding process. So imagine that work is probably taking 50% of your time. Can you make it better? Yes, you can create one agent or multiple agents which can completely automate the entire workflow, where your HR has just need to focus on the quality and making sure things are running well. So, and everything else, like the repetitive job creation process, the description process, posting process, evaluating, comparing the different resume, everything is taken care by the system. Now imagine that I have a business where I'm selling something, and customers are keep asking me about price, quotation, availability, and half of my time is goes into answering some WhatsApp messages or email messages, or responding to phone calls saying that yes, it is available, not available, all of these things. Instead, I can create one agent which just look into my CRM data. It has all the information about the products I'm offering, all the prices, all the services, all the policies, restrictions, and it can automatically generate report in a friendly way. It can take calls on behalf of you. It can respond to WhatsApp messages on behalf of you. It is as good as you're looking into this part and helping them. Now your half day is given back to you. Now you can focus more on growing your business, expanding into new markets, introducing new product lines. That is where the value comes. But once you have that agent created, you can expose that agent, you can publish that agent on your company website. You can publish that as an independent website. You can even publish that on your Facebook. Imagine that your business has a Facebook page where customer can connect with you and ask questions about what are the products available, what are the services available, what are the charges, what are the timelines, and everything. So that is where agents make a lot of sense. But for some agents, there will be metered charges where you have to pay per million tokens. What is token? Token is nothing, just a word. So someone is using million token to answer questions or ask questions. That is where the meter happens. So imagine that 1 million words being transferred and you are charged $1 or $2, something like that. So those are the things which you can do with your business, automate complete workflow, and that will charge you just few dollars, maybe $10 in a month. That's a metered way of working. And then you can always buy a Copilot license for your teams, and you can share your agents. So one person has built some agent, and you can share with your colleagues as well. Before jumping on the data, I'll just take a pause and see if you have any questions in this area.
If anybody has any queries, please you can raise it here. We will answer you for the same, or you can paste on the chat. We will surely answer you.
Yeah, and if I'm going too fast, please let me know. I can reiterate any particular areas, or I can go deeper into any topic you have. So feel free to ping me, and I mean ping the chat, and let me know. Okay. So with this demo, let me reshare my screen so that I can show you the demo.
I think, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
So
this
Amit, yes, please
yes,
tell
yeah.
what is your query?
So you are saying the AI agents carry out many a task, right? Nowadays,
Yes.
there are many platforms, N8N, ChatGPT, Google AI Assistant, Copilot. There are many platforms which are offering AI agents, right? You can develop using the same. So how it works on a cross-platform basis, like on a Google to Microsoft products to any third-party softwares, right? Whether it works or not.
It can work, and it's like a common ecosystem of agents. So I'll talk about two scenarios. One scenario where you have only one agent, but you need to work across different technologies and different things, right? So every agent just need few things. One is tools. So what tools I can access to, what knowledge I can access to. So tools, knowledge, and memory. These are the three important things every agent needs. So for example, imagine that I am creating a promotion strategy for my business. So I'm starting one small business about clothing brand. Let's say I'm creating a brand for women. So all I need to do is every day I post something on Facebook, I post something on Instagram, I post something on Twitter, and maybe I'll be sending some emails as a cold email as well. So imagine that that particular thing can take a lot of efforts for me. But instead of that, what I have done is I have created an agent and given access to all these things. So that agent has access to my Instagram profile, has access to my Facebook, and has access to my other profiles. So I have instructed that agent in a way that every morning it will generate some unique content based on my business data. So my business website has all the products and all the new designs, upcoming designs, and all these things. Based on that, it will create some unique post every day, and that unique post will be automatically posted on different platform, as I've shared earlier. So that is the way it's being used across the platform. That's one part of story. But now imagine that one agent is doing everything is a not the best efficient way of doing. My understanding of agent is, if agent is doing one activity, it will be much better. Can you please just mute for, I don't know whose mic is making some noise, but please mute. Yeah. So imagine that one agent is just responsible of creating a beautiful image every day with some content from a business. So you are building some new design, something. So that agent you have created in Gemini, let's say Gemini agent. And then that agent gives the output to another agent, which just post into Instagram and Facebook because they are the same account, right? So that agent can be created in Copilot, let's say. Third agent can be a custom agent you have created which takes care of LinkedIn and Twitter profile posting for those activity. So that's how multiple agents work through common contract. So most of you, if you are technical, you know APIs, right? So API is a way of connecting to two systems. Doesn't matter if it's created in C++, .NET, Java, React, whatever application. If you have APIs, you know what contracts of these things, it will start working. Exactly same thing is happening across the agents. They have something called MCP protocol. So MCP protocol is more model code, model conduct. I forgot that thing. So that's a contract between two agents. And once you pass the model context, so model context protocol. So all you need to do is pass the model, pass the context, and everything else will be taken care. That's how different agents can work as well. So when I explain the frontier form, so imagine that you are running a whole business which is run by agents, and then there are more agents doing granular job for those. So one agent is doing just image creation, second agent is just doing one activity, third agent is doing one activity, fourth agent is doing one activity, and there is one more agent which orchestrate all the activity, make sure this happens based on some triggers, based on some data, based on some activity or some responses. That's how it actually works. Okay, so I see one question from Ajay in the chat. It says that if we publish the agent for public use, how will the data be secured between multiple tenants? Do we need to manage this during development, or does Copilot handle it? That's a great question. Great question. So imagine that what you are sharing as a public. So I generally use this example as let's say I'm a Zomato customer care, right? I'm a Zomato customer care, and you are a Zomato customer. So what am I sharing with you? Am I sharing everything with you? No, I'm not going to share you what is my business margin, what are my contract between my business and the restaurant. All I'm sharing with you is what's important for you, right? So I will have Copilot taking care of my data. So it's not entirely Copilot responsibility. It's ultimately your responsibility to make sure the data you share with Copilot is sanitized. When I say sanitized, means right security and privacy has been added. If I give salary file for my company's employees and put it as a public file and publish it to somewhere, everyone can access it. That's my fault in terms of the rollback access and security settings I have done. But if I do the right thing, for example, I'm creating an agent which responds to customer care about the refunds, let's say for refunds. In that case, all the questions will come to me from customers, public, like real public. But I have the control on the knowledge. I cannot see everything within my tenant. I can see only things which is qualified for me as a public information. So there are some files or policy documents or some documents which is marked as consumable for people, and that is exactly what I will be sharing. There is no way I can accidentally share something because Copilot has made mistake. It's more about the data labeling and data and files and security settings for your tenants. And that's actually risky. Why it's risky? Because when you are adopting Copilot for your business, you need to make sure your SharePoints, your tenant details, your users, everything is set properly. If you are not doing that right job in doing homework, you may end up sharing something accidentally. And that's one of the service we are going to offer you as at the end of the service. We may, if you need, we can connect with you and your tenant and make sure that your tenants, your files, your users, everything is set properly, and there is no way accidentally you are sharing something to out. Ajay, did I answer your question, or you have more questions or follow-up question on this? Great, cool. Varun, go ahead.
Yes. So my question is something different because I'm not engineering background, and I'm actually a research analyst on stock market. So basically, I just want to know about the future of AI and what you have just shared with us. Your first PPT, which in which you mentioned that the level 4 and 5 of AI adoptions.
Yeah.
So the speed of the AI, just adoption. I just want to know the speed of AI adoption. Can you share insights around that point?
So speed of AI is just the human capability right now. To be honest, tools are ready. I mean, let me just reshare my screen, just that part. So I'll share what I mean there. Resharing my, give me 1 second. I'm just, where am I? Okay, here, sharing my file again. Okay, so I'm going back to that slide. So here, in 2028, you see that what we are expecting, like in terms of number, but see that there are people already using level 3, level 4, and level 5. I mean, level 5 is very rare, but still level 3 and level 4 is being used by a good number of people. Imagine that there are millions business in the world. If 10%, it at least 100,000 people using these things. So technology wise, there is no restriction right now. Of course, technology will continue to evolve. There will be more sharp model, more intelligent model, and it will learn from itself. That's going to happen. There is no doubt about those things. It will continue improving. But right now, there is no restrictions on how you can jump to level 3, level 4, and level 5. So where is the restriction? Why not everybody is jumping to this area? There are two challenges right now. One is cost. It's definitely costly. So if you have Microsoft Business Standard license, it may cost you maybe 10 to 8 or $10, whatever. I mean, I'm just referring to US prices. But you are trying to use Copilot license, it's around $21. I think that's what there is the most recent part for SMB. So imagine that that's costly for someone who is not sure how to use those things. So if you are paying $21 per month, you will definitely need some value to be delivered for a business. Otherwise, you will stop paying for that. So that is where the mindset shift will come. So one is a price, second is a mindset. Are we using it enough? Are we actually using it just beyond helping me with the, like correct my statement or help me write something or check spellings on these, check grammar on these things? Those are fine, those are good tools. But if you are using AI for only that thing, you are not mentally shifting your focus into the area where AI will be doing your job. And I'll show you what I was doing. I mean, if there is some time at the end, I'll tell you how I prepare for my demo as well. That's actually interesting way to look into this part. Okay, so I'll give you a demo and then I'll show you what actually worked for me in creating demo as well. So I don't know if I answer your questions, but this is exactly.
Okay. No, it's okay. I got your point. Thank you.
And see, you don't need to be a technology expert here. And that's the beauty of AI. AI is actually giving the same tools to you and to someone who is working in US or someone sitting in president's office, right? You have the exact same tool. It is, imagine that you are buying a color kit of domes. You are buying color kit. So the person who is a painter has the same drawing kit and you have the same drawing kit. Now it's up to you how you use that, what kind of paint you created, or you just use it as a 4-year kid and just scribble on this. That's up to you. That's how the technology is. But that tool gives you capability to do things without knowing anything. So even if you are zero engineering knowledge, you can still ask for right thing and it will do the job for you. You can ask to create a software for you if you have right prompts there. And that is the beauty where LLM has shift. Previously, you need to do certain things, certain codes and certain knowledge. For example, you should know C++ or .NET, and then it would be making you to write code. Now it understands your natural language. And I'll talk about this in my demo as well. So, okay, let me see if there are more questions here or I can jump on the demo. Varun, if you have got your answer, please put your hand on.
Yes. Please start the demo. Yeah.
Okay. So I am now moving to demo. 1 second, I just need to see why it's not share that file. Let me know when you see my screen.
Yeah, it's visible.
Wait a second. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to Copilot chat. This is Copilot in general. So the screen you are seeing is right now Copilot. How did I come to this page? I just write copilot.microsoft.com and it has taken me to this page. Okay, that's how it works. And if you have a free version, you don't see this work and web tab right now here. So here, why it shows work and web, it's a fundamental way of where the data lies. If I click on web, it will not look at my business data and it will give me everything which is available on web. If I ask some questions, it will look into the web and if I say, hey, give me my meeting details, it won't because it cannot access my meeting details in a web. So this web is a default option for free version and you would be able to use this if you already have Microsoft 365 subscription. But this work part makes it more interesting because now this is inbuilt into your business data. And you see the green button here, it actually gives you that whatever you do with Copilot, either in chat or documents, it's an enterprise data protection. So your data is already protected and within your tenant boundary, and it's following all the rule-based access and policies you have applied to different documents. That's there. So for the chat, you can write prompts. I think most of us have used some kind of ChatGPT or other tools or Copilot. It's very similar to that. You write a prompt here, and then there are some suggestions. You can work on this, and as it is work, it will be more about conduct a comprehensive analysis, summary, key provision, this, help me catch up my meetings, all those things. So basically, I can ask anything, and it gives me some suggestions to try. There are some more suggestions about, hey, list key points from these people. So whatever have registered for this webinar, I can ask some question based on that. I can ask something like, hey, who are the people, which location they are from, those kind of questions. It also says that there are some emails I have created, and it will work on that part. So most importantly, whatever I write here is called my prompt, and then it will be available in my conversation history. Microsoft gives you more prompts available, so you can see that I can recap my previous meetings, I can analyze some text, and it will give me answers. Most importantly, I wanted to highlight this prompt. So prompt gallery is a way where Microsoft gives you some ready-made prompts which will allow and help you to do business well. It's probably tons of prompts readily available for you to start with. So how do I know which one is good for me? So I'll be using some kind of tasks, some kind of job types, and maybe if there are agents available, I can use those kind of agents to make sure I use the right prompts. For example, I need to prepare some meeting, or I need to catch up for some meeting. So I'll click on catch up. So it says that there are these many prompts for catch up. So like track your comments, get mentions in comment, catch up your comments, track what's important, stay in catch up on your meeting, all those things. So if you have any meeting previously, you did not attend the meeting, you can still go and catch up. You just need to refer what meeting it was. It can also be filtered by job type. Let's say I'm part of marketing and sales. So right now there's no prompt available, but there are, if you choose the right tool, for example, let's remove the catch up filter and see what are the tools or what are the prompts available for sales. So here are some sales people, like win them back. If there are some customers we are losing those customers, there are ways to recover. And if you click on that part, it will say that, hey, what are the some tips and dealings with unsatisfied customer? Provide real world example of how I might face each approach in practice. So it just readily available prompts. So this is what prompt is. And if you write some prompts, you can see your own prompts as well here. So if you have saved some prompts, you can share this prompt with your teams, to your colleagues as well. So imagine that I am starting a day and say, hey, help me to catch up my emails. Or every Monday, I run some comments saying that, hey, based on the emails, chats of last week, help me prepare for this week. And once I run that thing at 9 a.m. Monday morning, I have all the priority list, all the open items, all the action items. So the better job I do in writing prompt will give me better results. If I enter good things, I'll get better results. If I write lazy prompts like, hey, catch up me on Monday morning, it will try its best to generic answers, but then ultimately you will not get the best answer. Now let's imagine that I have cracked the even I can generate prompt using prompt. For example, help me for this week by looking into my meetings. If I run that things, it will look into my meetings and it says that I have 6 meetings, right? It says that you have this meeting, the details were discussed, what are the meetings, webinars, other meetings, and it can give me options to click from here. So now imagine that this is a way I get all the details handily available for me. And I like this chat. I think this chat is doing good job for me. So I can share this chat, this prompt with so I can access, for example, whom I share with. So this link, if I create, will be given to people and they will directly see the results, something like this. So they already got, if they click on that prompt, it will be giving them these results. So let me just do one more thing. I say, what are my next meetings for today? So now it has access to my calendars and my email address. That is why it says, hey, you have a meeting at this time, webinar on these things, and it has link for this agenda. I have a next meeting with brainstorming around some security agents, and then I have a retail business, and then I have a dinner with Ankit. That's my calendar. Because it's grounded on my work data, it can look into my calendars, my emails, and my Teams chat. Okay, with that, let me now make you through end-to-end scenarios for a work-related stuff. For example, for the sake of this demo, I have created a dummy company called SP Printers. So this company is not present in real world. I have just created this imaginary company. What does this company do? This company sells printers and accessories. It can also lease those things. So it talks about everything you need to print, what we do, what are the service coverages, what are the pricings, what are the taxes, validity, all those things. And then it can sell different type of printers. These are all imaginary numbers like SPs, O, all these things. And then it can sell printers for home office. It can do this for black and white color work groups. It can do mid-range offices, multifunctional printers, scanners, everything. And then it can do production and industrial printers. with the higher prices. So it sells printers of this range. It also sells accessories and supplies. For example, inks and toners, paper and media, cables and add-ons, annual maintenance contracts. It can take your printer's maintenance contract and help you with this thing. There are labor charges, all these things, and then repair services, out of warranty and non-AMC services, leasing program. I am also leasing my printers to businesses who are using for these things, and then they will be paying me rent for every month, and then these are the rents I have paid for. And then we are giving operators as well. If they want for 2 days, 4 days, we can even provide a person who can go with printer and help you with all the operations like running and taking care of the maintenance and everything. And then finally, we are also offering some bundles and discounts. We can also help delivery installations, and we can take off returns, take care of this, payment invoices, all these things. So this document talks about my company. This is an imaginary company called SP Printers and Accessories. And I want to grow my business. I want to grow my business to the customer group who are interested in buying printers, or who are interested in leasing printers, or they might be looking for accessories, some wires, printers, inks, toners, whatever, or they're looking for AMCs and suppliers. So how can I grow my business? I need to work with these things. So what I can do is I can go to Outlook and I can jump on the new email. So on the Outlook, you can see, if you have paid versions, you will see that Copilot symbol is here, which is nothing but the same Copilot which we saw as a Copilot chat. So if you see, this is exactly what we have, that at weekly meeting assistant and everything. So this is a smaller version of, 1 second, I'm just going to show you. Okay. So this is a smaller version of what we have seen here. This is exactly what, but the interesting part comes here. You can draft your email through Copilot. So let's imagine I'm writing something like, hey, draft an email for prospective customers from schools and colleges. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to write an email to certain schools and colleges and sharing my business related information and asking them to set up some time with me. So I have already pre-typed this, so I'm just avoiding typing here. So I just copy paste and I'll read it for you as well. So what I've done is, let me just do it again. So in a Copilot, so I have clicked on Copilot icon here. So it says, what do you want to do? I'll just say, hey, draft an email for prospective customers from schools and colleges, telling them about our printers and accessories, selling and leasing business, proposing a meeting, make it in a friendly tone. This is what I have asked. So within a second, what happened? Okay, let me try it again then. This is the classic thing. It happens while you are the demo. So I'm trying it again with the new email, and then I click on draft with Copilot and write something like this. So it's thinking for a while and it has created email. Now you can see that I haven't written anything out of it. It just say that, dear recipient's name, I hope this email finds you well. And then we are excited to do these things. Our offerings include these things. All of these things happening right now, right? So all of these things, I haven't done anything here. Now what I can do is I would have done the same thing, exact similar thing into chat as well, right? For example, I have written something like this: drop me an email, prospective customers for school and colleges. So this is the chat, the classic chat we have seen here. So if I do it here as a new chat, or I do it into this page, it's exactly same, right? So what I'm doing is I'm asking the same thing, but this time I'm saying I need to consider my business details. So it takes care of SP printers and accessories document, which I shared earlier. So now it has more information about my business data, and based on that, it will generate some emails. So it says what it's doing. It has searched for this, and it is now drafting email content, considering tools and citations, performing office search, and then crafting an email content. So it has given me subject. Now I'm actually opening it into this chat. Let me just refresh it so you can read it better. So the previous conversations are available in this conversation tab. So it says that email draft for school. So it has given more detail. Now you can see that previously it was just talking about printer sales, leasing options, accessories support, but now it's actually going much deeper into prices, bulk discount, AMCs, all these things. Although I think this is a bigger email for the first time, so I'll still stick with this one. But I want to update something. This statement says, hey, we would love to have the opportunity to discuss how our solutions. So I would say that, hey, update this one particular statement and make it longer and explain them. Meeting them will help us to understand their custom needs. So the same email, I just want to update small part of it. So I hit the go button. So it has created a version saying that we would be delighted to explore how our solutions can align with your institution's goal. Meeting with you will enable us to. So it has taken the short statement, understood what we are trying to say, and made the correction based on what we say. And now I click on the replace. So it has replaced the particular part, right? So this is what it is. And now if I say the last part, I say again going to Copilot and say, give me a couple of options to ensure it shows some actions, and they must acknowledge my acknowledge with response, with positive response. Again, okay, this is happening, generally it happens. So basically you understand that based on whatever we say, it will does that. And what I can do is I can send an email to my prospects. That's how the school and colleges will try to understand what my business does and how am I offering these things. Now interesting part comes. I don't know much about school and colleges. I don't know how they make decisions. So I need to do some research. Let me go to research agent, which is actually available pre-built with Microsoft. So I have gone to research, and what I'm asking it to this prompt. I say describe the key factors that influence customer purchasing and leasing decision for printers and its accessories in school and colleges. I am building strategies to expand my business. Okay, so this is what I have said. Now let's see what research has offered for me. So it understood that I want to grow my business. I want to offer this printers and services to school. It says, got it, Saurabh. Your building strategies to expand your business. So it's answer to make sure I tailored. So it's not just giving answer, it's asking more questions. Are you focusing on specific region or country? Yes, I think for now I'm focusing on India. Do you want insight segment by type of institution, public, private? So it's not just giving and taking the plain instruction. It's making sure that I can be in context. I can give right information. So here I'll be answering those questions. Should I include both hardware and accessories? Are you looking for insights in both purchasing, leasing model? Yes. So I would start with this. I am focusing on maybe starting with Gujarat market. Let's say Gujarat, India market. That's the answer of first question. Second question, I am open for public as well as private institutions. Next thing is, yes, even if I don't give right answer, I will take care of this. Yes, consider as the next thing is focus on, yes, hardware as well as accessories. What is next thing? About offer them purchase as well as lease, right? So what I have done is I have asked research agent to do some research for me, but it thought I have given a broader sense, which is not making a lot of sense. So they have asked more questions to focus on certain areas. So now I have given the answers. So it knows what I'm looking for, and it does something for us to generate. So even you can click on and check what is happening. So it research, it's streamlining the query, it organizing the priorities, assessing the procurement options, pinpointing key factors. If you don't want to see this, you can just hide it. It will take care of everything. But this is an interesting thing. It says looking at the printer factors, evaluating connectivity options, identifying key elements, considering leasing advantages, evaluating options. So it's not actually just giving answers, but it looking into different perspective, different areas, and making sure some things which I haven't considered, they'll consider, and they try to give me some ideas, some areas, some limitations, and more opportunities. It has already taken more than 15 seconds, 20 seconds to answer. So it must be an interesting answer for sure. It also takes care that it also understands that HP, Epson, Canon, it's an interesting thing, are brands known in India and Gujarat. Their widespread usage, high trust and popularity. So it understands that my new brand SP printers would be slightly, I mean, the new business might be facing some difficulties here. It weighing some different options, highlighting comparability benefits, all those things. So it has really taken good amount of processing power in researching and doing all these perspective analysis for this. Now I'm eager to see the results for this one. So I'm hiding this for now, and let's wait for the results. Organizing insights effectively. So all I started with just simple line. I wasn't even sure what I'm signing up for. I just write this, and I'm expecting some really good insights as an expert coming from this industry with more experience, and they will guide me about what are the right key factors and areas should be focusing on. With so many things, I'm getting more excited about all these things. It has even done some code as well. Man, give me the answer. Now I'm actually feeling impatient with this. Choosing printers, thinking through tables, selecting metric cards. Okay, so it's now done. Now it took really good 2 to 3 minutes to answer these things, but now it says key factors influencing printer purchase lease decision in Gujarat education institutes. It just say budget and cost constraints, procurement policies, brand and quality preferences, services and maintenance, purchase versus lease, academic cycle timing, and then it has also talked about each and every items in detail, right? It also said HP has this share, others cost saving and compatibility is around 60% reduction, procurement policies, all these things. And it will really give me, if I'm in this industry, it will give me really good direction where to go on part. I'll just say, hey, summarize top 3 areas for me to focus on. It's still actually working on the previous one, but that's okay. For now, I just want to, we can skip that part. Let me now, instead of research, I'll be doing normal search just to show you faster. Okay. So then the same thing, and I'm just giving more details like, hey, Gujarat market across colleges and schools and all the services. Chat is much faster. It will be giving me the answers hopefully quickly. Okay, so it says that there are some key factor influencing budget constraint. The same thing kind of, but it is now coming faster from, and it's not in the depth of that research. Okay, so it says market trends, strategies to expand, all these things. So imagine that I have printer business. I'm starting with that. Now I want to expand my business into school and colleges. So I've done some research for that. Now top of that, I'll say, hey, suggest me. Okay, let me just copy paste from my an agenda for 20 minutes meeting for my exploration call with topics and questions that I should ask for supplying printers to school and colleges. So now it knows the context wise that I'm looking for this help in Gujarat, and I do some research. And based on that, it will help me to create some agenda. So it just talks about 25 minutes call. I'll start with introduction and context for 3 minutes. It will be doing understand current setup and challenges, explore requirements and expectations, budget and decision process, next steps. This is how my agenda, and it will also talk about what are the topics I should be covering. If I ask, it can help me with the draft a list of value proposition to highlight, provide more details on the leasing versus purchase benefits. So let's see. If I ask them, what is the benefits of leasing versus purchase? Okay, so it will go further down and it will give me more deeper understanding of lease and purchase options so that I can present to schools and colleges more confidently. So leasing, why it's important, what are the benefits, what are the drawbacks, purchase, what are the benefits, what are the drawbacks. So with these details and putting into one kind of a table, it will help them to make right decisions. Like this is the way of looking at the business. Now what happened is I actually found an interesting results. Someone just emailed me that someone just sent me an email that, hey, SP Printer, the Commonwealth Games 2030 organizing committee is pleased to invite you, your organization, to participate in our RFPs for the supply, installation and maintenance of the printers and related hardware for the upcoming Commonwealth game scheduled between this date and this date. And it has given these details about what's needed, what are the important dates, and what they're expecting from us. They want us to share a proposal based on this by 31st March. So this is an interesting opportunity. So now imagine that I was thinking about expanding my business in this area. Suddenly I got an RFP request. Someone is now interested in getting more details about my business. How should I respond? Let me just quickly look into this request, what they're asking for. Okay, let me just download. I already have downloaded. So maybe I should be able to download. Okay, so you see that the file says that it's a Commonwealth Game 2030 request for proposal. It has given me introduction, scope of work, vendor requirements, proposal submission guideline, evaluation criteria, key dates, everything. So although it's a small file, but this would have been more complex file for me to understand. I think this is too complex for me to see what's happening or what are the important timelines. So I go back to the chat and say, hey, help me with this thing. So I'll upload this file, upload this file. So I'll go to download and click on the RFP file and say, summarize this for me. So it has just seen the file and all I've done is summarize this for me. So it is just summarizing what is needed for that. It is more longer than the original file, but I can ask, say, hey, can you help me with important dates? So it has looked to the file and given me all the important dates, like RFP release was today, submission is 31st March, and these things and these things. Do I need to I'm not sure. Do I need to present them as well? So these are the questions which was not present in that PDF file, but it has looked into this thing and say, hey, vendor presentation is happening in April. So it says that, yes, if your proposal is shortlisted, you will be invited to present it to Commonwealth Game, these things. So imagine that there is a PDF file with some details, and you can ask questions using GPT. That is what it's helping us. Now, I think this is good enough. This is a good scenario to look into. Hey, I see this is a great opportunity. So let me create a new proposal form for responding to this. What I'm doing is I'm going to Word file, and for the Word file, I'm creating a blank document, and I'm asking Copilot, help me creating response to RFP. So this is the RFP file, and my business data is this, and the catalog of my business. I am doing this because I have files, but if you have already a folder with your data, you can already refer to this one. So I think I can't see the file here, so I can even attach that file as well. So I can upload that file if needed. Anyways, with these things, it has enough detail about the business and my business, and it has the context. Why am I doing it? What am I doing it? So help me creating a response to RFP, or inside I just help me creating proposals or detailed proposal of this my business with prices and other offerings. So now it knows what it does. It has my data as a knowledge. It is responding to this as a context, and let's see what it does. So while it's done, let me just now show you the that we are running like just short on time. So here you can create your own custom agent. So imagine that there are multiple ways of creating agent. Agent can be a single, simple description agent. It can be workflow. It can be trigger based. It can be multiple operations, multiple stages, validations, and everything. So for this demo purpose, I'm going to show you simple one. I just say, hey, you are a helpful HR agent for my company, and you respond to employees' questions related to HR policies. So this is what I have done. It is just one line I'm writing here, and let's see what it does here. Okay, I'm coming back to the proposal part. Now you can see that it has given the real proposals in terms of the format what they required. So proposals for printer supply, executive summaries. It talks about my company name and what we are going to do, what is my company profile, technical specifications, printer models, leasing options, maintenance, all those things, right? It talks about pricing breakdown. I would say even I can ask more details into the same area and say update this part. Printer models. I would say add a section for insurance of the devices. So I've asked this to update this document to add more details. Meanwhile, let's go to the agent. So it says that agent has been created. It will assist the employees and answer some questions, and this is what it does. So you can see the agent content here and agent preview on the right side. So what you see is it says new agent with some icon, and it says, hey, helpful HR agent that assists employee by answering questions about HR policies, procedures, and everything. But the question is, how does it do it? There are some questions I can even ask right now. Hey, what is my leave policy? What is the benefits inquiry? But how does it know my business? It's not actually. Right now, if I ask something, it will give me some kind of weird answer. So let's try right now. I say, what is the let's say dress code in my company. So it says that since I don't have your company specific dress code, it clearly says that it has no knowledge right now, but it is doing some generic thing which will say that, hey, there are some business formal, business casual, these things, but your exact policy will come from your company's detail. So now I need to make this agent personalized. It doesn't sound like personalized right now. So I can click on configuration. So from the description part, I have reached to configuration. So configuration wise, I'll give the name of this agent. I'll say HR expert. So this is my HR expert agent, and I'm going to update the icon. I don't like this icon. So I go and update the icon. Let's see. So I have HR representative as icon. So now this is the icon of my agent, and I'll say apply. You see the description, a helpful HR, which you already seen previously. So whoever is using my my agent in future, it knows what it does from the description. But the most important part comes here, instruction. So I have added now instruction: serve as a helpful HR agent, respond employees' questions, provide clear and accurate answers, maintain a professional and approachable tone, avoid providing legal and finance advices, direct employees to the appropriate department if needed. I did not ask everything, but just Copilot understood what I'm trying to say, and I have added all these details, which is goes into the instruction part of it. But it still doesn't talk about the knowledge area. So here comes the knowledge. So any agent has few areas. For one is instruction, second is knowledge, and then there are other things. So these suggestion prompts are the early prompts which you saw, that what you want to do earlier. So as part of the knowledge, what I'm doing is I'm going to give my company policies. So I have HR handbook available right now as a PDF. So I'm sharing that HR handbook as knowledge. So now this agent is personalized to my company. It's just I4 focused, and it cannot give me generic answers, which is not part of my business detail. I can add up to 20 knowledge source. It can be multiple files. It can be SharePoint folder. It can be anything, a website within my business. I can even refer to abc.com, my company's website, but it should be focusing onto those knowledge areas only. And now I think these are the things which I won't touch right now, because I don't want to generate document as a response. I'm not going to create images right now, and I'm okay with the initial prompts, but I can even change that as well. So with this agent, I have changed the icon, changed the name, and looked into the instruction. Most importantly, provided the knowledge. Now I click on the create. It's creating the agent. So agent is created successfully. I can jump up to agent. So if you see that here are the agents. So research and analyst were the agents given by Microsoft. Now you can see HR agent. And these policies were coming from the default prompt. If you click more, you can see the 6 prompts I have given earlier. So I can click on this thing. Hey, holiday list. What are the, where can I find the holiday list of company? So it just gives the answer, right? It talks about the holidays, right? And then I say, hey, what are my compensation brackets? I'm using natural language. I don't know if these terms are actually part of this PDF or not, but AI understands what I'm trying to ask. So it says that mode of payment, pay periods, referral bonus structure, all these things. Maybe more interesting part for me is to, hey, is there any performance bonus? So it says that HR handbook does not mention a specific performance bonus policy, but it does covers performance review and appraisals, awards and recognition. I think it's not good enough for me. I need to update this agent. So if you see that whenever I interact with agent, it will create a conversation for me. Now I'm going back to the HR and I want to update this. I say, if you don't find the exact details of any area, offer employee to send the email at hr@i4technolab.com. This is what I've done, right? And then one more instruction is, if anyone asks about devices, make sure you let them know that it's not your area, and I should or employee should reach out to IS department. So these are changes I have made and updated the agent. Let's see. So I haven't given any specific details about what devices I'm looking at, or what are the things I'm saying. So it has started a new conversation. So if you see that if you look at the previous one, you can see in history. But if it's a new, you want to start new, and let's start new, or you can click here. I'll say, is there any performance bonus? Let's see. Now let's see what the answer is. Does it consider my updates I've given, or it's just using the same generic thing? Okay, now you see that it has said that does not specific the same thing, and then it's not showing all the other things. It says yearly appraisal cycle is this review. Finally, it says that you can reach out to this email address, right? So I have fine-tuned it, and I can do so many things. I can send an email, I can create responses in PPT or whatever information I want to try. I can play with different Microsoft tools to here. It can be trigger based, it can be everything. And then I am asking one more thing. My laptop is not working. Let's see how HR responding to this one. See, it says that laptop issue for under IS departments, not HR. Here is what you should do. And that's how it has actually provided me the information. So that is how the agent is. And now if I'm happy with the agent, I can even share my agent with my colleagues, or I can make this available on my intranet or my teams, or I can expand it to do the leave policy. Now imagine that there is a leave policy agent where you are on the teams and you can say, hey, I want to apply holiday on 15th January. Very simple, straightforward human language, and I say done. It will now connect to your HR system. It will generate a request for holiday, and it will take a PL as a category and send an email to your HR and sorry, your manager. Your manager will not see it as a action, but it will be seeing it as a same thing, and it can approve on the Teams itself, and everything does through Teams itself. So yeah, I think I take a lot longer time, but these are the agents, and you can see that it's for the insurance. It has given me more details I can add into my proposal. So this is how I can create business proposals, and there are agent. Even I can create an agent where I can just give RFP every time, and based on the knowledge, it can create proposals automatically for me. So yeah, it is very deep subject. I can take hours and hours to talk about these things, but for the context of this one, I'll just pause. And I know we're almost time, but I'll quickly jump on to the next few parts. So here are the opportunity. We need to make sure we take action right now, because Microsoft has reduced the price for SMB. It's $21 for per user. And then there's a promotion going on up to March 31st. We should be taking some actions so that we are in time, and we are buying that commitment for a year within the discounted price. I offer some services, like we are offering the tenant checklist. We want to make sure that your tenant is ready to go with the right kind of access, privacy, and all the settings. Your data is hygiene properly. We can offer you role-based training program. If your HR needs training, your sales team training for the Copilot, we can offer those things. There are some custom extensions and automations we can offer. We can build automated agent for you. Even we can create an agent for your end customers, and they will be charged metered, as I said, per million token. You will be charged few dollars. There are some common questions I generally see people like, do Microsoft train the data? No, Microsoft does not use your data to train their models and their tools. Your data as it is taken through your policies, sensitivity label, and key encryption. And if there is something marked as a private or marked as a secure, it does not look into those files. It will just sit there. How many seats limit for a small business? You can go up to 300 users, and it's giving you the discounted price of $21 up to March 31st. And then security and access, as you know that it's helping you with working with your conditional access, MFA, and all the policies we have created for a business. I know we are almost on the time, but I have 10-15 more minutes to talk about interactive, and any questions if you have.
I think there is one question raised on the chat from Kishore Makwana.
Yeah, Kishore. Question is it helpful to test to SQL response from my own database? It can actually. So once you put your database as a knowledge source, it can give you answers in a natural language. I don't know what exactly you mean by test in this area, but imagine that whatever you can speak to it or talk to it, it will check those things for you, and it understand the real context what you're trying to do. Any other questions?
Yes, so these AI agents only work in a online platform mode, or it works on a different offline software base or a local laptop based applications as well, like data taken from one Excel sheet, then making a presentation, and then doing a Google search to extract some information, and then posting on a social media, and then publishing on a e-marketplace. So multi-platform, multi-channel. So, and in those scenarios, these agents works as a mini or a small programs which are to be installed on your local device, how it functions, if possible.
Yeah, so think about, I try to answer a question in two parts. One is, if you are working with sensitive data and you are not confident enough to share your data outside, Microsoft has actually recently launched a solution which is a local AI model. You can install AI model on your laptop. I know it will be slow, it will be taking a lot of power from you, GPU and CPU power from you, but you still have, imagine that you can still run the same thing on your local machine. You don't need to buy any subscription, you do not do anything there. So your data remains in your area, and you are still able to do all this activity. The second part is, I think this is what you're asking more in terms of where the agent lies, where does it work. So imagine that I have created an agent for my business, as you mentioned, like social media post, creating Excel and PPT and all these things. So agent remains in your Copilot boundary. if I want to expose that agent to the real world, I have to host it somewhere. And it's not the agent, it's just the hosting part. So I can share, I mean, let me just go back to the agent one. Okay, I'll share it later. But what you can do is, if you are there, if you can publish your agent, and then that link, you will get a agent's link, and you can publish that link anywhere. So the data remains your tenant boundary, your agent remains in tenant boundary. Whatever interactions, questions is happening within your tenant boundary. And finally, the outcome is only thing which you are exposing to real world. Did I answer your question, Amit? I think you have something else as well.
To some extent, but sorry to say, but couldn't got it completely and technically, like multi places, right? Like from Google search to Amazon Marketplace to local Excel sheet and then LinkedIn posting and all those. So multiple aspect or multiple applications, synergization and creating. One is AI agents to perform one flow of tasks, and there would be agentic AI, multiple agents
Correct.
would be monitored by agentic AI. So with respect to one agent having instruction of doing tasks from multiple applications or the software or the platform.
So think about, you are building agentic AI on Copilot Studio, right? So it's the place where you can create a literal workflow. You can use an arrow, you can create branch out of it, or N8. I think N8N is something you have seen as a graph technology, right? So imagine that you are in a Copilot Studio. You have that imagined this part, like, hey, I want to build a complex thing which will do Amazon's query, it will do Google search, it will do this part, it will do that part. So you are creating a unique agents, right? So whatever agents there, one agent or every agent individually have their own knowledge, tools, and access for one part of agent. So for example, at the last part, I want to send an email. Whatever happens in between search and research and creation and all these things. At the end, I have created one agent which will send me an email. So only that agent will have access to my email and my email context. Other agent will have its own. For example, if I'm doing Google search, a certain part in between. So that Google agent will have access to Google data or maybe public data. We don't need to have everything in your data. For example, same thing. Let's say I'm expanding my printer business and I want to do the same thing. I want to research. So I have created one agent which constantly look for people who are searching for printer or posting about printer or something related to printer. So one agent every day give me a report that, hey, 10 people search about printer, or here are 5 people interested in printers. My second agent looks into that list and automatically send proposal email, advertisement or promotional emails to those guys. And that promotional can be anywhere. It can be LinkedIn or whatever it does. So that particular agent may not need to look into Google search or may not need to look into the public boundary, or it's interested into the contact information which first agent has given it to it. So every agent comes with its own boundaries, its own set of memory, tools, context, right? So I don't know, I can give the complete answer for the bigger agentic solution, but think about agentic solution itself is made of multiple agents, and it can be any kind of agent implemented, any kind of tool. It has its own boundaries and they are doing one particular job, and then everything else will be taken care of. But now if you go more complex areas, one agent has 3 sub agents and they have their own agents. So the parent agent might have more context based on the child agents, but the grandparent agent will have more context based on the underlying hierarchy.
Okay. And one last question from my side. Look, nowadays, how the AI is evolving, right? Each day we hear about new tools and new products, right? So now, say for example, Copilot offers these services. There is an agent. There would be applications or the similar solutions from ChatGPT itself. There are a product and solutions from Google products, right? Each demands a subscription as well as there are pros and cons. So how one can make a decision like for their needs, which is the right kind of solution which will offer their solution to their needs? How to identify those
Exactly.
products?
Great question. And see, there are so much overlapping. it's hard for people who are working on this activity day to day. So imagine that you are not connected with this thing day to day. It's super confusing. Even the same company generates new model every other day. So in this world, imagine that things will go real faster. Previously, first model might have taken 1 year, second model taken 6 months, third model have taken 10 days, fourth model comes in same week. So that pace is increasing. Everyone is doing smart things according to their own focus area. Some agent might be expert into research, some might be into marketing activity, some in these areas. So think about this one. And I'm not saying Microsoft Copilot is superior by any chance. I mean, there are so many superior this. But instead of looking into different options, think about what is your goal, what you are trying to achieve. There can be 100 things, but if it's not solving your problem, it doesn't going to solve any problem, even if you try 100 different tools, right? So you don't need to buy all the licenses. You can try some of these areas, maybe on the need basis. You can explore some areas and then pick one. For example, Copilot. So Copilot has underlying models keep changing. So previously there was only one option of OpenAI, like you can only use ChatGPT models. Now there are GPT models updated automatically, but Microsoft has expanded these boundaries and now it takes care of Claude. It has taken Grok, it has taken Llama. All those models are integrated. So you don't need to worry about changing models and how models being smart. All you need to worry about is this model good enough for solving my problem, or I need advanced technology to go into this way. And that is where the fundamental shift comes. What happens for every one of us is we are used to think in a linear model where we need something, look for the option, search for the option and pick the one. And then you see that, oh, there's something else, and you end up buying more. Instead of that, start with your use case and think, is my use case more into research? Is my use case more into understanding the language, understanding customers' sentiments, or politely responding to some queries? Based on that, you can choose right tools and right areas. But ultimately, they are almost similar. I mean, for example, let's say Microsoft or ChatGPT cracked some interesting thing, that leverage will be just there for few days or maybe few weeks. The other company will automatically reach to that point because there is no restriction in terms of knowledge and all those things. So spending energy on these things is not valuable in my thought process.
Okay. No. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so
Think
much.
about your business case. Think about what you want to achieve through AI, and then go for what is the right tool for implementing these things. That's the approach. Gopal, you have your hand raised and you think you just put. Can you just unmute yourself and ask a question?
Yeah, so simple questions. I am the Shopify expert. Okay, so a question is about someone writing on AI prompt like, I want to buy a printer. Give me top 10 list of the printers. So how we can, SEO in terms of how the AI it is processing this data and how they are listing into the result.
So it goes naturally, right? So there are some basic thinking by default. So imagine that if I ask you one question, hey, give me 5 best car. You will give me some. You don't know my need, right? You don't know if I need SUV or I need just a 4-wheeler or I need BMW. You don't know. But according to general data, you know that in India, I think Creta is popular. In India, Maruti is always preferred. So you will suggest me 1, 2, 3 option based on your assumption about me. So everything starts there. Now imagine that I have built an agent or some kind of a query engine which answers about, hey, search, give me top 5 printers. It will give me top 5 printers based on whatever. But once they start observing that every time I choose HP, if I choose small versions, if I choose certain things, they will start building my profiles. Based on that, the next search would understand that I have my need into this area and then start showing into that context.
Understood.
So one rule will not work for everyone. That is what we need to understand. Previously, Google was using SEO, which was flat for everyone, right? So you search something, 1, 2, 3 things. Now it's personalized. So whoever is searching based on that, based on the knowledge they have, they will choose some kind of priority. If they don't have any knowledge about that person, it will start with generic top 5 something, but then AI will make it personalized. There are so many companies, they are trying personalized shopping experience just in these areas.
Right. Thank you for it.
Ajay has a question in chat. Will I answer your question? If I share agent within, yeah. So imagine that you are sharing an agent within your organization. There are 2 ways of doing it. If you are sharing something they also need to the HR example. If I am querying HR policies, that is my data and HR's data. So it's one-to-one relation between these two things. If I share my agent to my colleague, let's say Jyoti or Ishani or Vinod, they will have one-to-one relation with HR and Jyoti and Ishani. Then in that case, they need license because they are working on this area. But imagine that I am creating one knowledge share about all the customer feedback. So for example, we have 1,000 customer feedback about my company, and I have created an agent or a smart tool to analyze sentiments like what customers are complaining about. So that agent would be AI and data. So it's not one-to-one, it's me and company data. So it's same for my colleagues as well. In that case, they don't need licenses. What they need is the tool is actually using AI for certain things. So for each transactions, it will charge me. I mean, it won't be the big charge, but per token. So if I run million token to do something, it will charge me for that. So if I use my colleague use, other colleague use, we'll run the same thing. We'll do the same thing for them. Or even my customers. So if I publish something for my customers, they play with the tool, it will be done, it will be query AI, it will be using some tokens, and then will be charged based on that. If there are no more questions, let me thank you for joining today. And I know we took 15 minutes more, but I think I wanted to cover certain areas, so I tried to do that. Feel free to reach out to us if you have more questions. Here is the contact details. You can send an email to info@i4technolabs.com. You can reach out to this WhatsApp number, and you always have Jyoti's email address to connect with us.
Yeah.
Jyoti, over to you.
Yes. So Saurabh, very nice demo and everything. You have taken it forward. And I would just request all the participants to just share your feedback on the same registration link. Share your feedback about the webinar. How did you like the feedback? That's very important for us because in future also we will be handling such type of webinars for you. So whenever you get the time, please share your feedback through this link. And I want to thank Saurabh, Vinod sir, for your efforts and inputs to drive this webinar, which made it very successful. And lastly, of course, I want to thank all the participants because of your active participation and enthusiasm. It has been made this webinar a true success. And thank you once again for your time, trust, and support.